one of your roles, you're on the leadership group for Vineyard Churches UK. So you're not only a pastor dealing with all of this, you're trying to help our movement that you and I are in to navigate all of this.
Yeah.
And I asked you, I sent you a pretty big blanket question, and I said, I said, what can you share about what that role's been like? What's it been like to navigate that as a team for us? I can assume a lot of things you've been doing, and it must have been, again, a whole other level of complexity and stuff. But what's it been like for you?
Yeah, well, I'll speak for myself personally. I think, I had a pretty sharp intake of breath early on when we were all going into lockdown. And, I was thinking about it, from, really selfishly for myself and my family, but then our church here in Belfast, was thinking about the churches in the Irish region. And then it was like our whole movement is facing this. And my phone started to ring with pastors, and some of them were just like me, like, I don't know how this is going to go, and it was clear that, people are looking to leaders for leadership, and these are deeply uncertain times. This isn't going to be, 2-3 week lockdown holiday kind of thing, and then we're just going back to what we were doing. This is going to be for the long haul, and this will change and shape our movement. And I just can remember feeling like, oh, this is a weight and a thing. The Vineyard Leadership Group has been one of the great joys of my life, actually. It is a room full of people. I mean, all of them, Jason, and, I just am so impressed with them. It's been, we are a good team. We're a really good team. And I can honestly say there's real friendship and respect there and trust. And one of the things that it's good at is letting the different gifts breathe in the room. And I really love that. And we've been working together for a long time now. So my perspective on how it's gone during COVID is that it just did what it's been good at. It's let the right people lead at the right times. We've helped each other bring clarity around what do we think is needed now. And obviously John and Debbie as national directors play point leadership with that and do an amazing job, but we've been able to help each other say, okay, we need to do this now. We need to decide this now. We need to leave this alone now. And we need to help our pastors in the best ways possible. And we need to give them lots of resources and answers, but then also really be on that knife edge balance of not doing their homework for them, because we really had a conversation around innovation and how necessity is the mother of innovation. And we didn't want to stifle creativity. We wanted to help, but not create like a cookie cutter approach to this. And it's been a great joy to see different churches respond different ways, different leaders really come into their own, lead their church as well. And so it's been a real balancing act. We've met a lot more. We've talked a lot more. We've had to reimagine spaces and think through, okay, to be honest, I just think the Vineyard movement exists as a family of churches, right? And it primarily gathers at conferences and events. And then the rest of it kind of exists in a digital space, all the training and connection and stuff like that. And our gathering arm for all that we do is really strong, but then it got taken off the table. And so we've had to just begin to think through, what does that mean? And what does that look like going forward? What are the opportunities in that? And, what are we going to need to grieve? So those are what we've been talking about and praying about, and no doubt will continue for a long time. But I know you have been in that room off and on a bit, Jason. So, I mean, does that sound like a fair reflection, or what would your take be?
No, I mean, I get to travel the world, used to get to travel the world, teach at seminaries and get to meet denominational leaders and other stuff. And people say to me, what's it like in your tribe? And I go, it's just awesome. Well, just at this point in our movement's history, people like you, Andy, and the other guys that are in the room, just their competence, their character, and their desire to serve just is astonishing. It's just it's a privilege. So appreciative of you, and just for some people listening to this, sometimes I wonder. People think in your church you're a senior pastor, you don't do anything apart from pray and drink coffee. Yeah. Even though they know other people have jobs that do stuff. And I sometimes meet senior pastors, and I really think when it comes to what they think leadership groups do, do they just drink coffee and pray? It's the same dynamic. I don't know what they do, so I assume they don't do anything. But I know, having met with you guys a few times, see just the bit I see is like, God, there's a lot of moving parts there, and with COVID, assumed there must be an enormous amount of moving parts, and how you were navigating that. So thank you for that bit that you shared.
Sure. Yeah.